All right, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We gonna do this. Yeah. All righty. So we are going to discuss what's been going on the last couple of days. Yeah, there are controversial, like crazy, angry people in the one community, supporters, fellow cop watchers, fellow activists. Now found out there are stupid people that backed the blue into the fraud tweet the network saying Carolina got what she deserved. And they go around and say, oh, well, maybe you should shut the hell up and back to blue. Only blue lives matter. Well, let me tell you something. They are nothing but scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Before we get going, I want to give a shout out to Scotty Dojo Diddler. Hey, Scotty, here's your song.
Scotty, Scotty. Scotty, Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty, Scotty, poo-poo. Scotty, Scotty.
Scotty, Scotty. Dojo Diddler boy. Just for you. Scotty,
Scotty, poo-poo.
Scotty, Scotty.
Scotty, Scotty, poo. Scotty, Scotty.
Scotty, Scotty.
Scotty, Scotty, poo-poo. Scotty, poo-poo.
How do you like that, Scott? Don't race too hard now, Dojo boy. You don't want to make the puppy feel upset there, Scotty, bro, man.
Scotty.
Scotty, bro, man. Dojo Diddler boy. Scotty,
Scotty, poo-poo-poo.
Scotty, poo-poo-poo. Did one little kids on the mat. Scotty, you're such a Dojo Diddler little boy. Fuck me, stupid. All right, here we go. Let's get to real good shit. I got good clips. It's gonna run pretty much all day until I burn out. We're gonna start with
Welcome
this one.
just a guy having fun. Good to see you.
Right now, I got 30 clips, and many
Can
of
you hear
them.
me? Can you guys hear me? Give me a 1 in the comments if you guys can.
Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear this.
As soon as I find out if you guys can hear me, I will start reading the article.
All right.
Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me.
I believe he's gonna read the article about Matthew KruKruger.
What's up,
Matthew KruKruger is a piece of shit. You're gonna learn more about Matthew KruKruger.
Good stuff.
In the coming hours.
So the cop that slammed Carolina Fort Worth, I looked him up, and it seems like he's been in trouble before for being violent.
Yep,
he's been fired. Actually been fired from the city of Irving, Texas.
Yep.
And the only reason I found this, I'm guessing, is because when he was terminated from that department, he sued the city of Irving, Texas, for an administrative appeal in the district court of Dallas County. So basically, he was crying about being fired.
Yeah, pussy fucker.
So he wanted his job back.
Give me my job
from
back.
What I was reading, it seems like they gave him his job back. In order to read this article, I have to scroll back and forth. For some reason, it's set up like that. I wanted to just kind of copy it and paste it so I can just read it easily, because earlier I was trying to read it and it kind of took me a long time because I had to scroll back and forth. But from but from what I read, he is a violent dude.
Very violent.
So
he's been reprimanded many times and
and
fired
this
on
is
the
in the city of
force.
Irving, Texas, guys. So this was back in 2013, I think, when the incident happened, and he ended up suing in 2014. And like I said, I think they gave him his job back, and they
That's he probably
lifted it from
said
the
he's going to sue
termination
them for
to
$5,000,
a
not $1
15-day
million.
suspension.
Bullshit.
And I did find another picture of him, and I did look and I watched some videos. So I'll be doing a video on this as well. I just wanted to go live really quick, let everybody know to go to Carolina Fort Worth's channel. And also CJ Grisham just went live.
I got CJ Grisham lined up.
I don't know if he has this information as well. So
we get it all lined up.
You guys can send this to CJ Grisham so he can look it over. And it's the complaint petition, Matthew KruKruger versus City of Irving, Texas. A quick Google search will help and find it, but I'm guessing this will be helpful to that case and what's going on. And if I'm not mistaken, Kruger has also been involved in some OISs before, some officer-involved shootings. And there was another, he gave an award to another cop named Dominguez who took out a threat of a suicidal guy. So in other words, Dominguez didn't want the guy killing himself, so he killed him instead. And this dumb cop, Kruger, gave him an award for it. I don't know why they used him to give him an award, but they're like, shit, bro, we're some violent animals. We're going to celebrate this shit. So I'm guessing that's kind of what they did.
When Kruger goes down, he gets
fired. There's a video
that
I found on
arrested in charge.
Harvey Freebird's channel that shows
the
interaction between Manuel Mata and Kruger. And so I thought about this whole situation, right? And you know, when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, so who's this cop Kruger? As soon as they sent it to me, I was watching, and I was thinking, okay, is this cop just a cop who was trying to protect the scene? Is he just kind of new to all of this? Is he not familiar with cop watchers and stuff like that? So
he just trying to be a badass.
You know, looking into it more, people were sending me videos. Thank all of you guys who are trying to update me as well. And then they sent me Manuel Mata's video of him talking to him, and I found a cleaner version of that on Harvey Freebird's channel. And I'll probably
I got a couple clips of Harvey Freebird lined up for later.
This, but you know, it's not just a cop who doesn't know that cop watchers are out there recording. It's not just a cop who is making a threat assessment and realizing that there really is no threat. This is a cop who's been recorded before, who has been confronted before for being aggressive. He pulled a gun out on Manuel Mata simply for jaywalking. Like, what kind of threat assessment is that?
Violence.
This dude is a violent
This is what
cop,
Matthew
an
Kruger
extremely
is.
violent cop.
He's been fired
what's sad
from the
is
force.
the other two female cops, you know, you
what does that remind you of, ladies and gentlemen?
You know, she's bleeding, but you didn't hear those female cops say anything.
Remember him?
They didn't say, hey, man,
he got fired for San Antonio.
She's an old lady.
Hired for Leon Valley.
You know, why they didn't stand up to this cop? Why didn't they do that? And I think that makes the female officers that were on scene just as bad as Kruger. You know how a lot of you guys in the comment section, I agree with you guys, there's no good cops, because if there were good cops, you know, where are they when you know, bad cops
but good cops get thrown in the bus and get outed and scrutinized.
I did want to go
like
live
Eli
and
said it as best.
I'm sure
he always says the best. We'll have the good cops when they call that bad cops, get thrown in the bus, scrutinized,
I wanted to get
outed, and they had to transfer.
As quick as possible. Look, guys, I'm even thinking of maybe even going out there. Like, I'm going to talk to the wife and the family. I'm going to talk to
I'll tell you one thing. If I had the fucking money or the time, I would go out there to Fort Worth just to protest, make a name.
Arrests,
make a name,
whatever that
out this piece
I've
of
ever
shit
seen regarding
scumbag.
audits and auditors and cop watchers and stuff like that. And it's absolutely disgusting. What I am happy to see is that
I was telling Gomez I would love, if I had the money, I would have gone and make a name for myself. And on Leon Valley,
a lot of you guys are covering this. I want to send a shout out to Firm Audits. Also, there is something too. There is you go find on Lady Justice Liberty Press's channel. She Rice Krispie called me and he told me that he watched a video where Jamie Bates, Amazing Audits, is out there, and he made a phone call. I guess I don't know if he talked to the chief of police or somebody out there in charge, but they don't seem too happy with Kruger. From my understanding, they said
you kidding me?
this is news too, guys. I don't know if anybody's heard this yet, but
the only people
they
that
said
love
Carolina Fort
Kruger,
Worth is going to be
it's
fine.
scumbags like Josh, Kenny,
but who knows
and
if
the
that's
fucking
true?
faggots from the fraud weed
the mouth
network.
of police,
You know, those blue line people that said, "Oh, we should
trust.
shut the hell up and just back
so
the blue."
Keep that in mind, guys.
Those scumbags.
And so I want to give a shout out to Firm Audits,
fuck you, Josh,
Lady Justice Liberty Press, who's covering it as well. CJ Grisham. I know there's a lot of you guys out there covering it, man. Shout out to you guys. And if I have moderators in here, if you guys can show
we're gonna get
like
some
we're gonna get some other people who are covering this as well. That way, you guys can support each other.
I got so much bookmark. I got 30 clips.
To Carolina Fort Worth.
I got 30 clips.
You guys find a
I even got one for James Freeman.
Donation link or Carolina Fort Worth.
The next one I got rolling out for CJ.
Post it here as well.
And another one for CJ. After that, the fourth one,
I'm going to talk to the family. I'm going to see if we can maybe
and
get out there.
We get it all. We got it lined up.
Show some support.
This is deep, far, and wide.
And ask questions, guys. I'm not,
this is how bad,
promise
Matthew
that
Kruger
I'm going to go out there and create change, and I'm not leaving until fucking we see something done.
Tyrannical shit.
No, man, I'm going to do my best to try to just show support, and try to figure out what we can all do together. And this is definitely something that I think Pink Camera Magic earlier was live streaming. I think this is something that makes us all angry,
on my community post
and
about
it makes
Pink
us all kind of want to come together and support each other in this shit, because that was messed up, man. She didn't deserve that, straight up. I like Carolina Fort Worth. I've talked to her several times on the phone. We text each other every now and then. And I think she has good intentions. I think she's a good person, and she didn't deserve that.
She's a very sweet
lady.
And
I think, sadly, she is able to expose a violent cop in that department. And hopefully this department does the right thing and gets rid of him, because that's just a messed up thing that happened. So,
let me tell you something,
like I said,
these clips are from like 2 or 3 days ago.
I'm sure it'll help.
And the clips are coming in now. I got bookmarked.
What else?
Or for
from my understanding,
source.
Carolina Fort Worth is
like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock news, like CBS, Fox, and shit like that. Those are gonna come up.
Doing good, so
I'm not gonna be able to get
it today, from her soon.
But we'll get it tomorrow.
I'll be making a video regarding all this as well, guys. So thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
All right, peace. Here comes a good one. This is coming from CJ Gresham. Carolina and Fort Worth update. There we go.
Just up front, for those of you just looking for the bare facts are that Carolina is alive, okay? To the best of my knowledge, I don't have any specific information, but based on all my conversations with everybody that I've been speaking with, she is alive. And if she were not, I would have been able to find her in the coroner's database, and she's not there. So that's the good news. Here's what I know. I've been on the phone most of the morning trying to find out what's been going on with Carolina and specifically her health, because that's what I really care about. I'm not worried about the charges. We'll deal with those later. What I'm worried about, and I'm sure what you're worried about, is what's going on
and her health
with Carolina's health. How is she feeling, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what I'm going to hope to try and give you. I'm not going to be able to get into, if I have any, specifics about her cases or anything, because I haven't been able to speak with her. Now, I know that she's given me wide latitude before, and I know that our general agreement has been that I can talk about whatever I want. but since we have essentially what's likely going to be a new case, I don't want to go into anything that might be attorney-client protected. So just for a wrap up, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, because maybe you follow my channel, but you don't follow a lot of the First Amendment auditors, last night, Carolina in Fort Worth, you can go to her YouTube channel here, just type in Carolina in Fort Worth, watch her last live. She's actually got 2 of them, so if you want to see kind of what led up to the 7-minute video that led to what we're doing today, you can watch that. But essentially what happened was Carolina was filming what looks like just officers in the entertainment district on 7th Street in Fort Worth were towing vehicles, and Carolina saw all the police officers there, went to go film, which is her right. It's important to note that based on the video, none of the officers had any of their lights or sirens going. They were just kind of milling around. There was no scene. There were no suspects being interviewed. It was essentially just a revenue-raising operation to get vehicles towed. That's what it looks like. Obviously, I don't have any specific information there. And so Carolina was filming that, and at one point she's trying to get some information from some of the female officers who are obviously not engaged in an investigation. And as she's doing that, the thug Fort Worth police officer, Officer Kruger,
piece of shit, fucking
decided that he was going to do what he does best, which is assault in an aggravated manner Miss Carolina. And as she went down, you can hear in the background, first of all, you can hear her when she hits the ground. And
she has a brain.
Now, Carolina, if you haven't met her, she's a very frail, kind of small person. And she's also an older person. I don't mean like 80 or anything like that, but
and
you know, she's not young and spry, let's just put it that way.
Pig soup.
And
don't resist.
you hear one of the other officers saying she's
when you're
bleeding.
unconscious. I
had somebody go to the scene this morning and to the hospital. So here's what I'll tell you. She is in the hospital, okay? I have been able to confirm that she is in the hospital, but the reason that nobody can find her is because she's in police custody, and they generally do not put her on the rolls for people to find when you're in police custody. That's the good news. The good news is that she's in police custody, not a coroner's custody, and that's how I know that I can say that she's alive. But I can also say that I believe it's serious because a lot of you may remember what happened to me in 2018 when I got tased and I got my head cracked on the concrete. I went to the hospital. They had to do stitches. I was there for maybe 2 hours or so to get the stitches. Once I got the stitches in, they immediately took me to the jail. So obviously the fact that I had blood on the ground and I had blood on my clothing and I was bleeding all over the police car, they took me to jail right away. So the fact that I was bleeding, obviously they didn't think it was that serious, so they took me to jail. So here I am in the disgusting Bexar County jail with this open wound in my head that's just been kind of sewn shut. And the fact that she is still in the hospital leads me to believe this is much more serious. As a combat lifesaver in the military and someone who has dealt with head wounds and who has literally, let's just say dealt with head wounds. I'm not going to get specific in combat. I'm a little concerned because not only did the officers remark about the blood on the scene or the blood coming from her head, if you listen, you hear what sounds like a snoring, but it's not a normal breathing snoring. It's what I would consider a brain injury type of gasping for air. And it's the brain trying to essentially stay alive and keep all the functions moving after a very traumatic event to the brain.
Yeah. That's
what bothers me about that, because I've only ever heard what I heard on that video in a combat situation where a soldier, or even an Iraqi in this case, with my experience, was shot in the head. And so she was obviously knocked out, most likely unconscious. And I don't know what the extent of the brain injury is, but at the very least, she's going to have a TBI. What happened to me at Olmos Park, it's kind of ironic, or at least coincidental in a way, that I'm dealing with this weekend. I've been dealing with vertigo and migraines, and today a migraine that still I deal with from the Olmos Park thing in 2018, and also from the explosions in Iraq. So I understand traumatic brain injuries, and I understand mild traumatic brain injuries, which is what I've got is an MTBI. That's what concerns me. So I want you to know that she is not at the jail. I have been able to confirm that. She's not at the county or the Fort Worth PD jail. I do know that there's a lot of panic going on within Fort Worth Police Department, because the people I have been able to get a hold of at the police department are very well aware, without even having to look anything up. When I mentioned who I am and who my client is, they immediately give me what they know, and they're like, yeah, my sergeant will be here shortly, as if they kind of know that, or they've already been told that, hey, this is going to be a big issue. We're probably going to get a whole lot of phone calls. That's what I know, okay? I do know that she's alive. I do know that it's probably serious, the fact that she's still in the hospital. Either that, or they're just trying to monitor her to make sure that it's not more serious. But there's no way for me at this point, or anyone else, to get a hold of her, because she's in police custody. And the police aren't speaking. They're not talking. I've left messages with several senior officers that I have personal contact information for in Fort Worth Police Department. Now, that said, that's the update on Carolina. And I know it's not a lot. I know it's not, you know, you probably thought, oh, CJ's got all this information. Like I said, everything that I have is based off of my experience and what has been told to me, which is very little. I've probably gotten a little bit more information than any of you who have been calling around and trying to figure things out, just because I'm her attorney. But like I said, I'm using my experience to kind of figure out everything that's going on and what I think the issue is here. So I do think, I do have reason to believe that she's not dead, thankfully. Okay, please, if this is something that you do, please keep her in your prayers. You know, I don't know how you do it, whatever you do, whatever you pray to, or if you have thoughts, go ahead and give those to her. Now, let me get to some of the other legal issues here, and where, don't worry, this is going to be aggressively defended, and it's going to be aggressively attacked. What you saw in that video, and this is what I'm going to talk about, what you saw in that video of Carolina and Fort Worth was her approaching two female officers trying to ask questions. The police officers ignored her until Officer Freddy KruKruger got involved. I call him Freddy KruKruger because he's about as violent and sadistic as the actual fake murderer in the movies. Nightmare on Elm Street, for those of you young pups out there. I have had issues with Freddy KruKruger, Officer KruKruger, on other cases that I've dealt with clients. And what I can tell you is that this man is a sadistic, violent, and dangerous individual who is hiding behind a shield and is hiding behind the fact that his personnel records are being hidden. It is public record, and I can talk about this because these are motions that have been filed in other cases, and I won't say what cases. I'm just going to talk about what's in the public record, and because these have to do with my clients, I'm not going to be specific, and that's just something, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to go and look after. But it deals with charges by Freddy KruKruger, and the fact that we have tried to get his personnel records, and not only me as the defense attorney, but the prosecutors have tried to get and filed motions to have Freddy KruKruger's, Officer KruKruger's personnel records from his previous departments sent to him based on claims that I've made, and about the fact that this guy is dangerous to society, he's dangerous to citizens, He's dangerous to the rule of law. He should not have a gun. He should not have a badge. The guy should have absolutely nothing but a cage and a striped suit on. And even when the prosecutors have tried to get these personnel records from previous police departments because he's screwed up before, he's got a history of violence, a history of excessive force, and the police departments have filed motions to keep the prosecutors from learning his history. You know it's bad when they're trying to keep the prosecutors from knowing what his history is. Now, the good news is that because these police departments are protecting Freddy Krueger, the charges against my client have been dismissed, because you have to assume that what I'm saying is accurate. Because I guarantee you, if Freddy Krueger did not have a history, then they would easily remove or release these records and provide them to, at the very least, the prosecutor, so the prosecutor can go, hey, look, I ain't dropping these cases. Yeah, this guy's got a crystal clear record. He's an upstanding, wonderful officer. But the fact that the city is fighting the prosecutor and the cities, the officers, the police departments, not the city, the police department, the fact that the police departments and the prosecutors have to work together to convict people. They need each other. The police can't prosecute without a prosecutor, and the prosecutor can't prosecute without police officers as witnesses. And so that shows a problem. Sorry, my other phone's ringing. That shows a problem here. And so we're going to go after not only this officer, and I've already contacted the district attorney about this case. I've already offered to write up the criminal complaint against Freddy Krueger and asked him if he would file it if I wrote up the complaint. And if not, I'm going to do what I can to present the complaint myself to a grand jury without the prosecutors, because this guy's got to go away. He's got to become a thing of nightmares, and instead of being the nightmare on the street, he's got to be something that people only dream about because he's in jail. And that's what needs to happen. This guy needs to not just be dispatched, lose his license, but he needs to be locked behind a cage. If you are trying to call me, please stop. I'm obviously live. And actually, who is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of the auditors. So just stop calling me. There's only one that I need to talk to because I've put him on assignment. Where was I? Yeah, so not only am I going to aggressively defend whatever charge they're going to come up with, because I can't even see an interference charge. The guy's walking up to a police officer. There are obviously other people in that parking lot. There's no investigation. There's no, she's not getting between people. She's not keeping the tow truck driver from moving or anything. And by the way, Freddy Krueger decides that he's got to inject himself. Now, it also makes me wonder if this guy's a misogynist, because you've got two female police officers there that Carolina's talking to. And what, Freddy Krueger thinks he's got to get himself involved, that the police officers can't handle themselves against an older lady citizen? So, the fact that he even got himself involved shows that this guy is always looking for a fight. He is looking for a reason to.
He's looking for
thank you for that as a donation. If you do send a donation, people. I am going to use that to give to Carolina. What I'll do is I'll just probably put it on her commissary until we get her out. If there's a bond, what I'm going to try and do on the bond, I've contacted the jail and asked to speak with the magistrate. I'm going to try and do an attorney bond. My estimate is that they're likely going to charge her with interference. Hell, they might even try and charge her with felony assault on a peace officer because they assaulted her and they need to cover this up. So they might find some way to charge her with felony assault of a peace officer. I would not be surprised. But based on what I saw, it looks like they're probably going to try and get her for interference. And that will be between a $1,000 and $5,000 bond, which will be between a $100 and $500. But I would recommend, if anybody's out there collecting money for a bond, let's do a cash bond. Try to raise the full amount so that we're not paying a bondsman that money that no one's ever going to get back. And then once we get this case dismissed, that money comes back to her, and she can use it to recover. I don't know what any charges are right now because she hasn't been admitted or processed into the jail. She hasn't been processed in the jail, which means she hasn't been magistrated, which means nobody knows what the charges are. I'm assuming the charges are going to be interference, and I would not be surprised if Freddie KruKruger of the Fort Worth Police Department also tries to invent some fake, bogus felony assault on a peace officer charge. And if that's the case, you're looking at probably another $15,000 to $20,000 bond. And of course, in that case, I would say pay a bondsman because trying to raise that kind of money is very
police
difficult.
Officer, they love to say.
Just know that I have asked for charges to be filed against Mr. KruKruger, not Mr. I'm sorry, I'm not going to call him Mr. Against Freddie KruKruger, that's what I call him.
That's what they do.
For official oppression, for misuse of a government office, for aggravated assault and causing bodily injury. And there was one more that I was going to do, that menacing. So those are the updates right now. If you do, and I'm asking, hopefully someone else can collect money, because I try to separate, now that I'm an attorney, I try to separate and not necessarily collect money on behalf of clients, because it even though I have had to deal with the Board of Law Examiners, who is completely out of control and trying to keep me from being fully licensed. And one of the things that they brought up was the fact that I helped another client collect money. Even though I proved that all the money went straight to that client, it doesn't matter. They were bringing up all kinds. So, but if you don't trust anyone else and you want to send anything that you send for Carolina, please in the subject line put CFW. But I'll also tell you, any money I get from now until I get Carolina out, if it's donated to any of my apps, then I will just automatically apply that to her case, or not to her case, to her bond. Okay. Everything that I get is going to go to her bond, whether it's from you guys or whether it's from just a friend somewhere, is going to go to her bond. I think I saw Melissa say something here. You want them to cash? Yeah, if you want to cash app Melissa Stedman, and she can collect the money, I do trust her to be able to do that as well. And we keep in close contact. She's one of the people that contacted me today about this. About what's going on with her. I would just ask that you don't give me money, but if you don't trust anyone else, I will accept it, and it will go straight to her bond and or commissary if she's in there for any length of time. Now, to kind of wrap this up, Carolina is, and let me tell you this as well. Actually, let me not tell you this because it's not finalized. And yeah, I won't tell you that. But there will be a civil case out of this. I can tell you that right now. Oh, here's what I wanted to say. This is what I'm going to ask you guys, okay? Because it's just not helping at this moment. I want you to know, and I hope you believe me when I say I am actively involved in this case and getting justice. I would ask that you not contact the jail, because the more people that contact the jail, that takes them away from processing, if she eventually gets there. And if it takes them away from processing, it might keep her in there longer. Additionally, it might piss them off where they sort of retaliate against her and make her stay in there as long as possible, past when they should have kept her in there. So please don't contact the jail. If you really want to make a difference, I would also say don't contact the police department at this point, okay? Because they support each other. But if you really, really want to make a difference, you need to go to the next Fort Worth City Council meeting. And what we need are probably hundreds of people to show up at the Fort Worth City Council meeting, the next one that they have. And I probably should have looked this up before. Chris, can you look up when the next Fort Worth City Council meeting is for me. But people need to show up and demand accountability for what happened, and demand that this Officer Kruger get fired, because this guy is a liability to the city. This guy is a liability to the public. And this guy is a liability. Believe it or not, there are some good cops in Fort Worth PD, because I have them on my cell phone, and we talk a lot. And it's them that have helped me get some of these cases dismissed by providing me with information. Okay, so the the 25th. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like there's one on the 25th. A city council meeting on the 25th.
Look at the city hall schedule and find that too.
Yeah, go to the city hall schedule, find that out. But it looks like there's one this week coming up, so Tuesday. And if you can be there, be there. And why does he retain his license? That's a great idea. That's a great question. But I'm going to ensure and do everything I possibly can to make sure he does not. I'm going to make sure he does not. I will do everything I can to get that man's badge removed, and not just his badge, but get his license revoked, where he can never go to another police department anywhere, where they can't pass him around the way they've been doing amongst police departments, that when he does something on in another police department, he just gets shuffled to the next one, and now he becomes a problem and tries to murder a citizen because she has the audacity to ask a couple of female cops a question. Just know, if you're not aware, I am a bulldog when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I will not, I'm actually more like a pit bull. Once I've chomped down on something, you're going to have to kill me to get me to loosen that jaw grip. Of course, that's something that we fear anyway, the fact that I've been going after so many cops, that there's a definite worry about my safety. But don't worry, I carry. All right, Carolina's alive. I believe personally that she's probably in serious, one of two things. She's either in a serious condition, or they're just monitoring her because she did have a head injury, and they want to make sure that before they release her from the hospital, that she doesn't have any brain swelling, that she doesn't start bleeding from the ears, that there's not any permanent damage. So one of those two things is likely, that it's either she's in very serious condition, or they're just monitoring her at this point because of the severity of the head injury and the fact that she was bleeding, to make sure that if they send her to the jail, she doesn't start having internal bleeding and swelling and all that kind of stuff. I will stay on this all day. I do have other work I'm doing throughout the day, but I've got several phone calls out. I've got several emails out to everyone from district attorneys to police chiefs and senior supervisors, as well as the jail itself. I have someone at the jail that's going to let me know if she does arrive. So I'll know the minute that she gets taken to the jail, and I will update. I'll probably just do like a 5-second, or maybe just do a community. So make sure you're following this channel. I'll probably just do a community update instead of a video, just post a post saying that she's in the jail, and then we're working on getting her out. But at the very least, please pray for her if that's something that you do. If you don't pray, but you chakra magic, whatever good vibes you can send to Carolina, because I'm incredibly worried about what happened, listening to what I listened to, hearing what I heard. As a combat veteran in actual combat, dealing with combat injuries and head injuries specifically, I'm incredibly worried that they did some serious damage to her. I don't know if she's in a coma. I don't know if she's lucid. The reason that you're not finding anything, I'm telling you, she is at the hospital. I can confirm she is at the hospital. But the reason that everyone's telling you she's not there is because she's in police custody, and they're not updating the records to show, because they make them confidential when somebody's in custody, because what they don't want is what should be happening, which is militias going in and arresting the real criminals here, which is Freddy Krueger. And so that's why they don't release that kind of information. So please don't overwhelm the hospital. She's there. She's getting care, and you can't visit her anyway. You can't visit a suspect who is in custody but at the hospital getting treatment prior to being transferred to the jail. So there's no sense in going to the hospital. I've already sent people to the hospital to gather what information I could. I've already gotten that information back. There are plenty of people that are helping to gather all the information, because I'm about 3 hours away. And it's just not going to help anything for you to go to the hospital, for you to call the hospital, for you to go to the jail, for you to call the jail. I'm asking everybody, if you truly want to make a difference and you can do it, show up at the city council meetings, every single one of them, until Freddy Krueger is fired, until his license is revoked, and until he is charged with criminal acts and thrown in the very same cage that he keeps throwing innocent people into. All right, guys. Roger Holloway, what happened to her? She was thrown on the ground by an officer because she was asking questions and hit her head on the concrete. And we don't know what's happening to her, but I believe that she was knocked unconscious based on the labored breathing that I heard. And it wasn't labored breathing, it was more of a gas. If you've ever heard someone dying, taking their last breaths, that's what it sounded like. And that's why I was so worried. But she's alive, okay? But that just tells me it was serious from what I heard. And that was Carolina and Fort Worth. That's what happened. I'm going to quickly go see. I thought she got a divorce. I don't know. I do think she's married, though. I just don't know who she's married to. Let's see. Just making sure I didn't have any. Where were the good cops? Yeah, they don't. I don't think they're not on the streets of Fort Worth. That's for sure. CJ, her daughter is in chat looking for you to contact her. If you're the daughter, who's her daughter?
This person right here.
Oh, Romero, I emailed you our phone number. Please call her daughter. Okay, I will do that. Hopefully you email it to CJ at cjgrisham.com. I emailed you our phone number. Okay, I will do that. I will do that as soon as I get off this video. The light guy, thank you for the $10. That, again, will go straight to her. Yes, I just saw her messages. Thank you out there for pointing that out. I'm glad you did, because I probably wouldn't have checked my email because I'm working on some other motions. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna, if I have any other updates that require, what's this? Hey, Joe Cool, thank you for the $2 as well. No, please do not call the jail. They're not going to tell her anything, even if she's there. And right now, she's not there. But they also know that her attorney has been calling. I will. You can do whatever you want. You are free people. I am asking you as her attorney not to call the jail. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing you can do that's going to change anything at the jail. Okay. So I would just ask that you don't, because it's only going to make things worse, not better. If they start getting annoyed, then if they start getting annoyed, when she gets to the jail, she might be there longer than she should be, and we need to get her out as quickly as possible. So just know that I'm already on that. I'm just asking you, but you can do whatever you want. Okay. Exactly. The jail did not attack her. Thank you, Great Lakes Audit. The jail did not attack her. Freddy Krueger attacked her. Fort Worth police attacked her, not the jail. And what I don't want happening is them retaliating against her because people are calling the jail and making life hard on them, because you know how tyrants are. Okay, so I'm just asking you, just please don't. I've got that covered. I've got the jail covered. I've got a guy on the inside that will tell me as soon as she shows up at the jail so that we can work to get her out. And I'm going to try and do an attorney bond for her. Yes, don't call the jail or the hospital. Thank you, Corey, for that 15. And thank you, I think I saw someone, Anthony Joseph, for the €5. Oh, are you over there in Europe somewhere? Thank you for your support from afar. Appreciate that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off now, because I do want to call her daughter since she's in the chat. Let me make sure I got that email before I get off, because if I didn't, I need her to know that I did not get the email. Let me check. Oh, okay, I did get the email from her husband. So I'm going to get off and give him a call. And yeah, like I said, I mean, if you want to keep calling, I mean, do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, if you really want to help her, don't call the jail. You can donate. You can show up on Tuesday at the city council meeting. You can call the mayor. You can call the city council. You can call the city manager. The city manager is who runs the police department. That's who you need to contact. But yeah, you can call the media. Absolutely. I'm just asking you not to call the jail or the hospital. I don't care who else you call. Just please don't call the jail or the hospital, because I want to get her out of there as quickly as possible. And yes, I definitely will update you guys. Okay, I'm really going to leave now. Thank you all again for helping her. Any money that I get, where is she? Melissa, can you post your donation information one more time? Melissa is going to be collecting donations and keeping me updated on what we've got. What we'd like to do, if I can't get here's the plan. If I can't get an attorney bond, which should be free, that just means that I'm responsible. If she skips bail, I have to pay that money instead of a bondsman, but I don't pay anything. Essentially, my bar card is the bond. I'm going to try and do an attorney bond. If I don't, then what I really want to do is collect enough money to post a cash bond, so that we're not paying a bondsman, and that money comes back, and she can use it to recover. And I don't see, unless they charge her with felony assault, I don't see needing more than $5,000. I think this will probably be a $2,500 bond for interference. I do not know what the charges are at this point, because she's still in the hospital. But I anticipate it's going to be another one of those bogus interference charges. And generally the bond for that is anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, and it's probably going to be about $2,500. So if we can raise about that much, I mean, even if we raise $5,000 just to help her recuperate and help her family during this time, that would be good. But Melissa, if you will post your, oh, there you go, you already did. Okay, thank you. She just, and I'm gonna share that on the screen here if I can find it again. A lot of chats going on. There we go. Okay. That's how you can help. If you'd like to help financially, that's how you can help. Again, any money that I get, if you don't know Melissa from Mark and you don't want to give her money, she's somebody I trust. There's a reason she's got that wrench next to her name. You can send me money. Any money I get, whether it's from this live stream or from anything else, is going to go straight to her. Any money I collect. But I would prefer you send it to a third party, and then that third party collect everything. That way I can keep track of it, and I can sign for one sum of money to help her with this case. All right, guys, take care, be safe, be free. As soon as I have an update, just pay attention to this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you get notifications. I will let you know as soon as I have any information. All right? And I'm going to end it at that. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for tuning in. And again, keep her in your prayers. Carolina in Fort Worth, go check her stream out to see what happened. And love you all. Take care. All right, hey guys, before I head to bed, I wanted to give a quick update on where we are with Carolina and Fort Worth. So I don't know if it's good news or bad news. She's now in the Tarrant County Jail. She was in the Fort Worth jail for a little while, within the hour, just within probably the last 30 or 40 minutes. She's been transferred to the Tarrant County Jail. Yes, I said Tarrant County Jail, and is being booked and in process right now. I will say, while I'm glad that she's out of the hospital, and I'm glad that you know, she's alive, of course, I'm incredibly concerned. I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm concerned about. this, whoops, wrong. This is her booking photo. This is indicative of serious head trauma. I know it looks like she might have been punched, but the reason she's got those black eyes is because of the fact that she had likely some either swelling and pressure inside or some internal bleeding. I don't know, and plus the fact that her nose is the way it is. I'm not sure if that's blood or just a discoloration, but that would also be indicative of head trauma. Now, something else that I noticed, you can barely see it right there, but it looks like she's got a cast on her right arm as well. I don't know if y'all can see that the way that I'm showing it here, but it looks like she's also got a cast on her right arm. And then look at the way she's kind of hunched over. I don't know if they're holding her up. It's and this is the full picture. This is what they released. You can see it yourself if you go into an inmate search at Tyrant County Jail. This is just very distressing. I think the strap is for a sling. I think her arm might be in a sling. That's what that strap is. And seeing that there's a cast there, it wouldn't surprise me. But this just doesn't look like a natural sitting position. I mean, I know Carolyn, and she doesn't hunch over like this. So I don't know if they're propping her up or what, but you can also see her shoulders are kind of in, like forward. They're kind of forward as if they're being hunched or something, which that again leads me to believe that she's having to be held up. So this is what concerns me, that she's in a jail now. I'm glad that no, not all this for asking a question, all this for having a camera. All this for having a fucking camera. That's what this is about. All of this right here, all of that, because she had a camera, because KruKruger is allowed to walk around. Now, here are the charges: false alarm or report, interference with public duties, of course, resisting, and then evading. So that none of this stuff, I mean, the evading is definitely not going to fly. I mean, KruKruger loves using the evasion because he's able to try and get felonies out of it. This false alarm or report is not going to go anywhere either, because, you know, when she was joking and saying, help, help, rape, fire, fire, like nobody even turned around. And she wasn't making an alarm or a report. And she wasn't like, anyway, that's not going anywhere. I'm not worried about that. Interference with public duties, I'm not worried about that. And I think just because of who it is, this arresting, search, seizure, and all that stuff. So none of this stuff is going to go very far. But this is what she's charged with: evasion, resisting, interference, and making a false alarm or report. We don't have any bond yet. She has not been processed completely through the system yet. There's only another hour left that they're able to use the phone, so she's not going to be able to get a phone call to me, even though I have been communicating with the jail. When she was at the jail, I had them give her my phone number to call her attorney. They did not give her the opportunity to call an attorney. There's just a lot of problems with what Fort Worth PD has done today. The problem started with attacking an elderly woman, and assaulting an elderly person is a felony offense. And so aggravated assault on an elderly person, I do plan to take that to a grand jury this week. So I'm going to do what I can. If the prosecutor doesn't file the charges, I will. anyway, I will be up there tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure when she's going to be magistrated. She may be magistrated in the morning. I don't know when. They're not telling me anything. I am allowed to visit anytime, but I've got a trial tomorrow morning. So the earliest I'm going to be able to go and visit her at the jail is going to be tomorrow afternoon when I'm done with my trial, whenever that is. So she is at the Tarrant County Jail right now. She was at the Fort Worth jail for a little while. And, you know, this idea that she's in good spirits, which is what I was told and heard, I can't see. I know she's in a lot of pain. I did hear that as well. But this idea of being in good spirits, you know, you look at that picture and you can't help but just get incredibly pissed off and feel for her. So please continue to pray for her. Continue to call and write the city council and the city manager of Fort Worth, the police chief, demand justice for this. If you're able to, and you want to go outside of Tarrant County Jail and hold up signs and protest to bring awareness, do that as well. But Freddy KruKruger needs to be the nightmare taken off the street, is what he needs to be. And we all need to make sure that we don't give up on her. But I'm trying like hell to get in touch with her. They keep moving her. They keep keeping me from seeing her. And unfortunately, I'm 3 hours away, which is a 6-hour round trip that I cannot make because I've been getting ready for trial all day. I've got trial tomorrow, and it's unfortunately just really bad timing. But I don't think they would have let me see her. Well, they would have let me see her. Trust me. If I would have been able to show up, they would have let me see her. But tomorrow, when the visiting hours start up, if you're able to go and see her and lift her spirits a little bit, please do that if you can. If not, I will definitely be there tomorrow afternoon, probably no earlier than about 1, I would think. My trial starts at 11. I don't anticipate it taking more than 2 hours. It's a small civil case between two parties, and the other party doesn't even have an attorney. So I think that his portion, the defense, is going to be pretty quick, and hopefully between 1 and 3, I'll be able to get over there to the Tarrant County Jail and start making some demands and stuff. I also plan to stop by the scene to ensure that the companies don't engage in any spoilage by deleting any footage. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask them specifically to pull that footage and to save it somewhere so that nothing accidentally happens. I'm also going to be talking to the county prosecutor tomorrow. I've already sent him an email and about this case with the video, demanding that he file charges immediately against KruKruger, and that I'm willing to write up the criminal complaint. So those are the updates, ladies and gentlemen. Her husband has been made aware. I've spoken to him a couple times today, and he's aware. I don't know who's picking her up from the jail. I will know as soon as she's able to get a phone call to me, if she ever gets a phone call to me, kind of what the plan is. I think I don't know how much money's been raised yet, so I don't know what her bond is going to be. The fact that there's an evasion on there, now that I see all the charges, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a $10,000 or $15,000 bond. I thought she was only going to get charged, with anything with interference and possibly resisting, which would have been about 5,000, would have been what I would have guessed for those two. But now that they're adding on the false report and the evasion, and who knows what they're gonna, who knows what KruKruger is going to put in his police report that the magistrate sees. So I think what we're going to be looking at here is about a $10,000 bond, $10,000 to $15,000 bond. So for those of you that are able to, again, if you can get with Melissa Stedman and donate some money there, she's collecting the money for the bond and for the other stuff that we're going to need to hold Freddy KruKruger accountable. his real name's Matthew, by the way, but I call him Freddy Krueger because he's a nightmare in Fort Worth. So, or the nightmare on 7th Street is what we can call it, because that's where this all happened. Um, that's what I anticipate is a $10,000 to $15,000 bond. We'll see once I find out. Once it's released and she's magistrated, I'll be able to let everybody know again. But please help if you can. Get with Melissa Stedman. If you'd like, you can use mine as well. I'm trying not to collect money on her behalf, but if you trust me to do that, then you can send it to me. Any money that's collected here on YouTube, like I think I just saw a couple of donations, and thank you, or one donation. Thank you for that. Who was that? Thank you for that, Mr. Toast. My Cash App is $CJ Grisham. My Venmo is @CJ Grisham, and my PayPal is cj@cjgrisham.com. I would ask you don't do PayPal because they take out a percentage, and I just don't like PayPal anyway. But if that's the only thing you got, try to do friends and family or something like that. And that's it. Just continue to pray for Carolyn. Even if you don't pray, say a fake prayer. Do a prayer. Do something. Send good vibes her way. Send some karma. Send some juju, some good juju, whatever it takes to protect her and to hold accountable. So you guys take care. Be safe. Be free. As soon as I have another update, I will let you know. You pray she has a good lawyer. I'm her lawyer, so she's got a good lawyer. I think she's got a good lawyer. So we'll see. I mean, I've been doing pretty good so far. All the First Amendment activists that I've helped with their felonies and misdemeanors, I don't think anybody's upset yet. So I'm sure at some point I'm going to upset somebody and not get what what is justice. But until that day comes, I think she's got a great lawyer. So, but I might be a little biased. Not really, because I don't really like myself too much. But my wife just says I talk too much, which means you guys take care, be safe, be free. I am going to bed because I've got to be on the road at 5 o'clock. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Jesse, as well for that. I really appreciate that. And again, 100% of this is going to go straight into her fund to get her out of jail. And so I really appreciate those of you who are willing to help with this travesty. If I can get her an attorney bond, and that means that we don't have to pay a bond, what I'm going to do with this money is we're going to give it to Carolyn anyway for food, so that she can do like Uber Eats or something, so she doesn't have to worry about cooking, doesn't have to worry about moving too much. We can bring everything to her to keep her comfortable and fight this injustice. So either way, one way or the other, the money's going to get to her. So I really appreciate everything. Even that little $1.99 helps. Every little bit. All right, guys, I really got to get going. I've got to get to bed so I can get up early in the morning and head up to Collin County and then over to Fort Worth in the afternoon. So I will see you guys there if you're there. All right, take care, be safe, be free, and never give up. Never stop fighting.
Huh? Oh, you're pulling up my live stream. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I got a phone call this morning about 6 in the morning from John Gray in Texas, and text messages from Justin Pulliam letting me know that a violent cop had attacked Carolina and Fort Worth. I'm not going to say that much about this right now because I'm live and likely to say something that will catch me some charges. And so what I'm going to do is I put links in the description to videos that can tell you more details about what happened and send you to Carolina and Fort Worth's channel to see the live stream for yourself. I'm going to tell you the name of the officer who violently attacked her, and it is Matthew KruKruger with the Fort Worth, Texas Police Department. You can watch him slam her to the ground and listen to the sounds that she was making that made people believe that she may not still be alive. Luckily, at this point, well, honestly, we don't know. People are saying she's awake and doing okay. This information is coming from the police, though. Until someone that I trust tells me that she's awake and doing okay, I don't know. Name of the officer is Matthew KruKruger, Fort Worth Police Department. I just watched a video from San Joaquin Transparency, who has also covered this, along with probably at least a dozen, if not 20 other channels have covered this already at this point. But I appreciated San Joaquin's coverage because he did a little bit of research into this guy and found that Matthew KruKruger is the same officer that pulled a gun on Manuel Mata for jaywalking, has a violent history, previously allegedly worked at the city of Irving where he was fired for his violence and then sued the city for firing him for his violence. And this is the part where I'm just going to stop and tell you guys there's links in the description to get more details. I'm not going to be the one to go into detail about this live. Again, I'll see you guys later. I will maybe go live or do an edited video later giving you guys some more details, but at this very moment, I don't think I need to be talking live. I'll see you guys later. He's trying to hide from it? You don't have to. Do you want me to move it a little more?
Okay.
You're good? What if you're going to lean over to try to stay out of the... Hey, good evening, everybody. What's up, HBO Matt? Just got a call from Matt a minute ago. First off, I appreciate everybody who's been reaching out to me and giving me information. The thumbnail of this video is the booking photo for Carolina and Fort Worth. As you can see, she's beat up pretty bad. She's got 2 black eyes, blood on her nose, her lips, and it looks like her arm is in a sling as well. It is a booking photo, meaning she's been booked. And I put links in the description again to other people who have been covering this. Earlier, I didn't talk very much at all, and some people know very well why. So the links that I put in the description were to Justin Pulliam, who was the first person who let me know about this at 6 o'clock this morning, and CJ Grisham, who is Carolina and Fort Worth's attorney, and then Carolina's channel herself that shows the live stream of her recording cops and a violent officer grabbing her immediately, throwing her to the ground, knocking her out, and then telling her to stop resisting while she's unconscious. And so I put those same links in the description again, because the earliest updates are likely going to come from her attorney, CJ Grisham. And then Justin Pulliam, I've known him for years and years. He covered a ton of stuff for me when I was arrested 5 years ago in Leon Valley. He consistently covered that story for years. And so he's someone who's a hard worker who I figured would likely end up also having updates as they come. And that's why I put those links in there for you. Got a little more time to think since this happened, but I also wanted to update you on what she looks like and give you her charges. And then I might talk a little bit about what I think about this, maybe. I've got someone sitting next to me to slap me to tell me to shut up if I start saying things or going. The problem is I cannot tell you guys too much truth. I cannot say things the way that they truly are. Let me get the charges for you. I had them pulled up a second ago. I'm sorry. Where did I put them? All right. The charges are false alarm or report, interference with public duties, resist, arrest, search, or transport, which obviously she resisted while she was unconscious, as those of you who watched the video of Carolina and Fort Worth being attacked for recording a pig. She clearly resisted when she was unconscious. You guys all heard it. You all saw it. Resist, arrest, search, or transport, and then evading arrest or detention. And there's her booking photo. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the reality of the situation in which you and I live in the United States of America. I've been bringing stories like this to you guys for a lot of years. And long before I started YouTube, I spent a lot of time watching and seeing and coming to understand what's actually going on in the US long before I started YouTube. Which is why when I started, never mind, I'm not going to go there. But I've been covering stuff like this for a very long time. Before I ever started on YouTube, there were some things that I already knew that I didn't let on to the audience that I knew about what you can and can't do, what we can and can't do to change our situation. When I started, I knew beyond a reasonable doubt, absolutely, positively, 100% for sure, that neither I nor anyone else would ever truly change what's going on from within their system. Because their system is set up in every way to protect them and destroy you. It's not possible. My goal was to show that beyond a reasonable doubt, though. Rather than just telling you, I show you case after case after case and incident after incident after incident of police, not just police. This really was never just about police to me. And now this genre is starting to expand more to where people are starting to understand it's also judges. It's every single branch of your government. There is no true accountability for anyone in your government. And I don't care if you think you're a Democrat or a Republican or neither or something in between, or if you think that your guy is the good guy, or they're not. There's not a good guy in the system, okay? Hold on, let me breathe. I don't need to get fired up. I need to tell you the truth. I don't need to get mad. I need to tell you the honest to God truth. And I don't know how many times we have to see stuff like this happen. I hear people regularly praise, hey, you know, there's some good cops out there. Well, look at this cop. You know, he let Manuel Mata record, and he didn't beat up Manuel Mata, so he's a good cop. I see people setting this bar for what a good cop is or isn't. And it seems to me that the bar is set about as low as it can possibly get. Well, he's a good cop because he didn't beat the shit out of anybody today. And I look at that, and I'm a husband and a father, and I screw up at being a husband and a father quite often. I do. But when I measure, when I look at other people around me and men that I look up to, I look at men and I say, oh man, how does he treat his wife? How does he treat his kids? Is he a good husband? Is he a good father? And never, ever, ever do I say, oh man, let's put the bar down here. You know what? This guy doesn't beat the shit out of his wife and kids. He's a good father. How much lower could you put that bar? Can it go any lower? He doesn't beat him up every day. So he's a good one. Could you put the bar any lower? We all saw what happened to Carolina in Fort Worth. We all saw what this Fort Worth police officer did. If there was one single good cop, just one, that would be the time for him to stand up and speak. But it didn't happen, did it? She's been booked in jail on these bogus charges. Not a single man had the balls to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. It's a big department. I think there's at least thousands of people. I think it's thousands of officers within the Fort Worth Police Department. Not one is a man. Not one is a good cop. And I would argue that because of that, not one is even a good human. Because it doesn't take a cop or a judge or someone within government to recognize what's right and wrong. A decent human could see that what happened here was wrong. Any decent human being. Which tells me that not only is there not a single good cop, not one good cop in the Fort Worth Police Department, there's not even a decent human being there. I want to point out that Fort Worth is where we get the case law Turner versus Driver from. That case law comes from Philip Turner, highly respected man with a ton of patience, intelligence. He has a YouTube channel called the becuse. But more than a YouTuber or some kind of activist or cop watcher, Philip Turner is a good man. He's a good person. He's a good guy. And he put a lot of work in. A lot of his own time, his own money, and his own effort fighting for something that he believed in. And he got this case law in the Fifth Circuit, which is right there in Texas, and specifically it was with this department. The case was with the Fort Worth Police Department, and got this case law that says that Carolina and Fort Worth, that says that all of us, we can record the police and their official duties. And what I'm about to say, no one should ever take as disrespect towards Philip for the hard work that he put in and the time and effort and everything that he sacrificed. Nobody should ever take that as what it is. But I would urge you to take a hard look at what that case law has actually done for people's rights. Because I've watched Fort Worth police specifically arrest Manuel Mata at least 5 times for recording them. I've watched them arrest Carolina and Fort Worth. I've watched dozens of cop watchers be arrested across the entire state of Texas since that case law was made. And the reason I say this, though, is to try to help you realize and recognize the fact and the truth of the situation that you are in. We are dealing with people that do not respect law and order. I don't care how many gun-free zone signs you put up on a school. The guy who doesn't care is still going to go in there with a gun. And I don't care how much case law you get or how much legislation you write that says, hey, cops, you cannot violently attack innocent people. Criminals will be criminals. And the problem is that these particular criminals are protected by the entire system. I see on a lot of these type of videos where when people get their rights violated or whatever, and I see in the comment section, well, if you don't sue, then you're worthless because you're not getting anything done. And I get it, because you guys are, a lot of us are very, very passionate. And so I respect that passion, and that's where that comes from, and that's why you say it. It's because you are passionate about, you want something to change and you want something to be done, and so you don't want to see people drop the ball on it. But I'm here to tell you that if you do sue, nothing will change. If you don't sue, nothing will change. And maybe I'm being a lawsuit makes it so that there's no personal accountability when a lawsuit is filed, and I respect those who do it. I've done it myself, and so, you know, don't take it as you know, hey, you're doing it wrong. I've done it myself. I'll do it again. I'm still doing it right now. I'm suing judges. We're in the 10th Circuit of Appeals. Do I think it will change anything, though? I know it won't change anything, because the judges that I'm suing, the cops that I've sued, all the judges and cops that you guys sue, they aren't held personally accountable. I've gotten a couple of paychecks. Guess where they came from? The taxpayer. The cops that damaged me, that did me wrong, that harmed me and others, they never paid any consequence whatsoever. And when you understand that a rights violation is criminal, every single violation of another human being's rights is criminal. That's really where law comes from in the first place, is that we all have the right to our life, liberty, and property. And that should we take the life, liberty, or property of another person, that is a crime. That is where law is created. That's what it comes from. When you take someone's liberty unjustly under color of law, that is not a civil, or it shouldn't be a civil matter. That is criminal. It is a crime. But the only outlet, the only avenue that our rulers will allow us to have to get some type of restitution is, oh, you know what? Well, you can sue us and we'll steal money from your neighbor, the taxpayer, to pay you some restitution. There's no solution to this problem other than criminals being held criminally accountable. every single time somebody's rights are violated, somebody has committed a crime. And unless they're criminally charged so that they get to personally be held accountable for their actions by spending time in prison where they belong, it's going to continue. It's not even going to slow down. Hell, I would say that at this point, things have gotten far worse than when I started publishing stuff on YouTube. I mean, gosh, if, you know, I'm not the type to want to rob my neighbor anyways, even if I could get away with it. But if I went and robbed my neighbor every couple weeks, maybe once a month, and never faced any consequences at all whatsoever for it, started getting used to it, man, I gained from it, right? I mean, I got a new TV last week, right? Never faced any consequences whatsoever. Why would I stop? I don't see any incentive to stop doing it. I guess I'll leave it at that. But I think that I've over the last few months I've had a tough time. I've talked to a lot of people who are close friends of mine who also do this type of thing and told them, look, man, this we gotta change tactics or something, because we're losing ground at a massive rate, and all the people around me keep saying, oh man, you know what, all we got to do is vote for this guy or vote for that guy, or or sue this guy or sue that guy. Until we start putting criminals in prison, nothing's going to change. And how's that going to happen when the criminals work together? I mean, how are you going to get a prosecutor to prosecute a cop when they're part of the same team? They're part of the same mafia. So I don't know exactly what the avenue is to take to start putting these criminals in prison on a regular basis. But I can tell you that I believe that that is the only thing that will ever actually cause real change. I think we can help individuals on an individual basis from time to time. Like, for example, Jason Boyle, who's in jail in South Carolina. I was kind of hoping that we could push to get him out of jail. And that would save him a little bit of time not being incarcerated, right? But it wouldn't actually change the system. It wouldn't change, it wouldn't prevent the next guy from being the next Jason Boyle. It would just help that one guy. It would be treating a symptom, not the problem. And I'm okay with treating the symptom to try to help, a couple of people here and there spend a little less time being terrorized. But I think that we do need to step back and take a dang good look at the bigger picture and realize that we will continue spinning our wheels constantly trying to help that one person at a time until we realize what the real problem is. And it's that we don't put criminals in prison where criminals belong. Thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk tonight. Links are in the description again to CJ Grisham and others that'll be keeping up to date on the Carolina and Fort Worth stuff. I know there's a whole bunch of guys out in Texas that are going to be mobilizing to go up there. But again, I think we need to start looking at the bigger picture and maybe re-strategize what we're trying to do here. Love you guys. Have a good night.
You can go to the other side of the street, you're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you again.
What are you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right
Why?
now.
Wait, tell me why first.
We're doing an You're under arrest. You're not.
What's up, guys? Welcome back, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. We are doing this video for Carolina Fort Worth. She is in the Fort Worth, Texas area. She was just arrested. She was body slammed to the ground. Her head was cracked open, and she's in the hospital. From my understanding, shout out to Lady Justice Liberty Press and Jamie Bates at Amazing Audits. If I'm not mistaken, they called, and I think they spoke to the chief of police, and he doesn't seem happy with Officer Matthew KruKruger, who was the officer who did that to Carolina Fort Worth, and they're going to look into it. From what they say, they do. That chief of police, I think that's the chief of police, the one he talked to. He said that she's in good spirits, that she's going to be okay. She's going to make a full recovery. Hopefully, we do see that. Carolina Fort Worth, text me, let me know immediately if you see this, and if you're okay. We want to make sure that you're okay. Also, we did find a lawsuit from Matthew KruKruger, the cop. He sued the city of Irving, Texas, because they fired him for being a violent and aggressive cop. I guess he beat up a couple or an old couple or something like that. I don't know the details of that. You guys, I will link that so you guys can read that, but I definitely want to include that so that we can get that over to CJ Grisham, who is the attorney out in Texas that's going to be helping Carolina Fort Worth, so we can make sure that he has that and uses that as well. We do have some clips regarding the incident. I want you guys to check that out now.
So when's the last time you falsified the police report?
I've never falsified the police report.
You know what jaywalking is? You know, jaywalking occurs between two lights. There wasn't two lights here. Okay, here it says, here's a sign. Does anybody know how to do these? This is what the sign says. I got it spread so we can focus in. Here's what the signs say. The signs say, validated parking. Please register upon parking. Businesses can then validate parking for Polk Street warehouses. Ways to validate. You can scan the QR code or text pay. Failure to pay or extend time may result in boots. Okay, so how do they know if they paid or not? That's what I want to know. How do they know if they paid or not? How do you know if they paid or not? How do you guys know if they paid or not? Oh, they're going to ignore me too. Help, rape, fire, 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 fire. That's great community relations too. How do you know if they paid or not, ladies? Hey, ladies, hey, ladies, hey, ladies. Hey, Kruger. No, I'm not going to before. There's no FSC, there's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street, you're gonna get arrested. I'm not warning you
What are
again.
you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right
Why?
now.
Wait, tell me why first.
You're under arrest. You're not free.
No, I'm not under it. Okay, you
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
She's bleeding.
And what we're about to see right now, folks, is this video clip comes to you from Harvey Freeberg's channel, but this includes Manuel Mata talking to the same cop, Matthew KruKruger, out there in Texas, and you guys are going to see what kind of a cop he is. He's a coward. He pulled his gun out on Manuel Mata for jaywalking. You know, like, are you kidding me right now? What kind of cop does this? I mean, a lot of cops actually. We see this all the time, but definitely this is a violent cop. I think he needs to be taken off the streets. He's going to end up killing somebody, and he's just a bad apple, you can tell, guys. And it makes no sense why city of Fort Worth would want to hire this cop knowing that he got fired from the neighboring town. So it makes absolutely no sense.
What's your name and your badge number?
Officer KruKruger, that's 454.
This is the pussy that arrests me. That's him right here, look. Oh, it's a hoe. Why you pull a gun on me for?
I'm not going to discuss an ongoing case with you, Mr. Mata.
Why'd you pull a gun on me, pussy?
Jaywalking.
Huh? You were scared or what?
Of all of our actions.
Huh? What?
Do you want me to answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, you probably want to stop talking so I can answer that.
I'm asking you. What's up?
Okay, repeat your question.
Why'd you pull a gun on me?
Once again, I'm not going to discuss.
When did you tell me to stop? That I was being detained?
Mr. Mata, all the details of the investigation will be reported.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Why didn't you give me a ticket then?
Again, jaywalker scared me.
Yeah, you gave me one afterwards, right? Instead of when I asked. Scumbag.
Hey man, you
Scumbag.
should probably call for backup.
You're a fucking pussy.
I'm sure you're scared. You should call for backup.
Coward.
Are you just gonna be rude and insult?
Shut up, bitch.
Hey, you pulled a gun.
Shut up. You just said you don't want to answer questions. Shut the fuck up.
It's not rude pulling a gun.
Be quiet. Talking about rude. You put a gun on me, bitch, for jaywalking. Talking about respectful and rude. You need to shut the fuck up. Because smarter, you look when you got your fucking shut. Don't fucking play with me, man. And I asked you.
Your statements are very rude. They seem to be.
So.
Hey, can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah.
Hearing?
So they're rude.
Rude, and you seem to be impeaching my character. I don't appreciate it.
Fuck you and your character, because it's garbage. Why y'all take? Where's my body camera? You took it off. Where's it at?
Once again, you can get all of that documentation.
No, I went to the property room. They said y'all never turned one in. So again, where's my body camera? I went to the property room. There's not one y'all turned in. And Cardenas took it off my chest. After you took it off and handed it to her. Here. Don't worry. I'll see you in court, wimp.
Did you lie on the police report too?
Don't worry about it. Perjury. Remember that shit. Remember what your supervisor said in court.
Are you accusing me of a crime, Mr. Mona?
Did you accuse me of a crime?
We asked you a question. Did you lie on the police report? Because you're going to be put on the Brady list real soon.
You know what that means, right? A Brady violation means when you lie on a police report, untruthfulness, when you file a false.
Oathbreaker.
Yeah.
You're saying that you are an oathbreaker.
Exactly.
So that's, you broke your oath.
Huh?
Are you saying that I filed a false police report?
Yeah.
You're accusing me of a crime? What, you going to arrest him for that now? You going to arrest him for speech now too? You going to pull your gun out on him for that? Do you have any factual basis for those allegations, Mr. Mona?
Your body camera.
Have you gotten a copy of my body camera?
Oh, don't worry about it. We are.
Don't jaywalk. This guy will pull a gun out on you for jaywalking.
Yeah.
No, you're saying?
This man for jaywalking.
Huh? It's weird how you want to ask questions, but you don't want to answer them.
No, I've answered all the questions.
Now you keep saying that you're gonna answer them. Why'd you put a gun on me?
I'm not going to discuss an ongoing case with you. It's something.
Oh, you mean a lie?
Case.
You mean a lie, right? So how was I evading?
Yeah, I'm not.
How did jaywalking turn into evading?
Case.
Yeah. Fuck you, pussy. You're a scumbag. Bam.
Right there.
No, come on. There's more of them over here.
Pulled a gun out on this man for jaywalking. You're a little bitch. Oathbreaker. Hey, when you get your deposition, I'm going to blast it all over the internet. I'm going to make you famous as fuck. Yeah, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Freddy. What's the last time you falsified a police report? Oh, last week! When's the last time you falsified a police report?
I've never falsified.
You know what jaywalking is? You know jaywalking occurs between two lights. There wasn't two lights in here.
Are you referring to jaywalking as a concept or jaywalking as a statute?
You're stupid. There's only one. This was the concept.
No. Jaywalking is not a real thing.
Man, you got a little bitch woman's voice. Speak up, man.
So jaywalking is like
Sounds like a woman when you
Hang
talk.
on.
No, let her talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
I'm just saying I can't hear a specific statute.
Correct. So,
Yeah, walking in the roadway.
You know,
552066.
Sure. I know that the answer to one isn't, but
Walking in the roadway. 552066. That's the one we're talking about.
you barely
I
take.
believe that statute is walking on the roadway or sidewalk provided, but man, you fucked up.
That's what you arrested me for.
So what's 3802? 3802.
He's scared.
Yeah, right. Sure.
What's up, man? I'm scared. You guys scared? What's your name and badge number? Yeah. Look, tight ass pants, tight ass shirt. Fuck out of here, man. Huh? I got the pitch. They can't take him to jail though. They quit. Look, that's what y'all are. Look, pig. That's what y'all are. Look, my boy representing pig life. Yeah, pigs for life. Hey, good luck in court though. Good luck in court, dude. I promise you. You're not gonna win. You're not. You're not. You're not. You can't lie. Because remember, I told y'all to give me a ticket. What'd you say? You're going to jail for jaywalking. And then how'd I end up with the baiting? Because y'all can't lie right. It's all on your cameras. And didn't you say it's not a third-degree felony to turn it off or mute it? Right? Yeah, that's how I like my servants. Closed mouth. Didn't you just say that it's not a third-degree felony to mute your body camera and turn it off during an investigation? Well, I can't hear you. What? Didn't you just say that it's not a third-degree felony to mute or turn off your body camera during an investigation? So I really can't hear you. Yeah, well, if you had a dick in your mouth and your ear, I wouldn't be able to hear either. But you heard it perfectly what I said. That's why you're not answering. Yeah, you said it over there. Say it again. Dick sucker says what? Dick sucker says what? Dick sucker Manuel Mod is live on YouTube if y'all want to hear what he's saying.
Dick sucker says what? Old enough to be your dad. What? What's up? Huh? Why should I respect pussies that did me wrong, dude? You put a gun on me. Fuck you.
Officer
How about respect? Shut up, bitch. Now, you want to try it again? Yeah, that's what I thought. Y'all tough till y'all ain't. Y'all bad till y'all ain't. Where's my body camera? What? Where's my body camera? What? It's not. I already talked to the property room. They said none of y'all turned it in. Isn't that weird? So who's lying? The property room or y'all? I'd rather believe the property room because they know better. Huh? The property room. I have it on. I recorded it when I went earlier. Yeah. So again, try it again. Try it again. Because I don't think the property room's going to lie for you. No, don't respect gay people. Don't disrespect gay people like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect the gay people like that. This is a sad excuse if he is one. And you got his little sidekick right here. What do you know? Oh. This is their little, hey, can I ask you a question? Whenever you shoot up steroids, is it true that y'all become typical assholes? Huh? That majority of y'all beat your wives and shit? What? Dick sucker says what? Do you have any basis for these allegations? I have 7 cases that got dismissed for y'all lying. Should we keep going?
You're famous, right? I know you. You need to tell, right? Nice to meet you, man. No? I know you guys. You too, right? You don't know me. Me too.
Huh?
You're doing great videos, right?
7 cases dismissed. That's my proof. That's my proof. 7 cases.
Amazon.com, bro.
Well, they would have got dismissed if they were true. Yeah.
There's the bootlickers, the drunk bootlickers.
Proof that y'all lied on police reports. So again, keep going.
This officer's obviously on steroids.
You're so stupid. I just told you 7 cases that got dismissed because they lied.
These heroes pulled a
They
gun
can't
out
stand
on him
the
for
stand because
jaywalking.
they got
For
truthfulness on the
jaywalking.
record. I
Last
proved
weekend.
it. What
That
is you
fucking
talking about?
asshole right there. Yeah. Those are your heroes.
Oh, y'all
They get
gave
another
the
traffic
movement?
stop right
That's
there.
what it was? Oh, that's your best y'all got? Man, come on, man, trash that. Like I said, 7 cases. Those are not accusations. That's proof. Proof. Proof.
Hey, there's another traffic stop right there.
Why else would a case be dismissed?
Look, right there.
Huh? What?
I'll leave them out of. Yeah, you should really lay off the steroids, man.
So do you know that lying on the government document is a crime? It's a federal crime. So shut the fuck
Defendant
up, dumbass.
KruKruger.
This dude's retarded.
Yeah.
You really should stop putting guns on people, right, for jaywalking. You really should stop stealing body cameras. Oh, but that you can't comment on. Why'd you pull a gun? Yes, why did you pull a gun on me? Of course not. Of course not. Why did you pull a gun on me?
You scared?
Why did you pull a gun on me?
Hey, did you piss yourself too?
Yeah. Why did you pull a gun on me?
I think he pissed himself and so he pulled out his gun. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? You keep saying you're not going to discuss the open investigation. I already know the bullshit you're going to say. Yeah, good luck with all that. Why did you pull a gun on me? Why did you pull a gun on me? Because everything you're saying is stupid. And I can debate it with one question. Why did you pull a gun on me? And the fact that you refuse to answer it proves my point. Dumb ass. Weird motherfucker. That's why you're in a fucking car. Shut up, pussy.
You pussies later.
We are going to be including Carolina Fort Worth's donation links. You guys could help her out if you guys would like. I'm sure, you guys can help her with whatever she has, medical bills or, whatever kind of, money that she needs to help in the situation. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be dropping as many links as possible in the description. I know a lot of channels cover this. Shout out to all of you channels out there that cover this. Firm Audits, Lady Justice, Liberty Press, a bunch of you guys out there. Thank you so much. James Freeman, I know you did a video as well. So thank you. And just all you guys out there showing support and love. It does feel good to see everybody coming together for Carolina Fort Worth. She deserves our support, man. She's just a good person at heart. You can tell. She likes to joke around, and she's always out there giggling and having fun, and just recording and bringing us good content. And it just sucks to see what happened to her. So that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Go check out all the links in the description. I'll leave my links out today, and I'll put everybody else's links in there. Peace out.
There are people down there, but I will let others know.
What's up, everybody? It's going to be a short video. I'm just going to play this. I didn't fully watch this yet.
We will get to the bottom of it. And
if anybody shows up in the chat there, I'll ask again here in a minute.
Made sure that
I haven't watched the video
to make sure that
where this happened.
He does have some freaking concern.
With that, is my sound working? Test. Yeah, it looks like it's working.
Police information officers involved as well.
It's too serious
they're aware of this situation.
to have a
As far as
intro
that
or
goes, I
anything.
can't tell you anything.
So CFW is okay supposedly, but it's hearing from a cop. Watch it.
I spoke with her and found out
well, supposedly he was talking to her.
Ja, ik was even uit de roulatie, maar ik ben er weer en het balletje gaat weer lekker rond.
Just waiting for that dumb ad to go away. All right, 1 second here. I don't have any sound yet, so bear with me. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody who's watching has a link to her PayPal, we'll pop it in the chat. I'll pin it to the top and put it across the bottom of the screen. I don't like doing fundraising, but you know, CFW, what's up, keeper lists. So we're gonna watch this video. This is a guy talking to a cop. Links in the description. Supposedly CFW is okay. Probably just had a cut on her head or something. I don't know. We all know how head trauma is, though. She could be okay right this minute and not be okay the next. So, no, but the cop was like, let's just let. I've only watched a few minutes of this, so. You guys have sound in the chat? I don't know if you guys got sound. Let me go make sure I click the frickin' button. Probably didn't. All right, we'll start it over. So, supposedly CFW is okay. I don't know. I'm not here for clicks and views. If somebody has her PayPal, please pop it into the chat so I can promote it a little bit. I heard about this quite some time ago earlier today. I tried to call her, but I don't think the number that she gave me is still in service or something. I don't know. Just hung up on me. Could be the pigs. I don't know. I've never called CFW. She gave me her number years ago. Yeah, I don't bother people, right? But yeah. So I don't know. I couldn't go live because I felt very ill. I'm still not feeling okay about this. CFW is one of the people that I love the most from YouTube. I had a very close relationship with her for a long time. So anyway, let's see.
Experiencing the same issues. Anyway, I'm just returning the call as requested. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, there are a number of us who are confused about our rights to the information about the welfare of a friend of ours who was harmed last night by Officer KruKruger.
Yes.
And so far, we have faced a lot of unprofessionalism and bad looks and misconduct, in my opinion, from the operators handling this request. We just are like trying to find out if the person, our friend Caroline Rodriguez, if they are harmed, alive. Get some kind of dialogue going here. I don't want this to, we just want the information, man. We're concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right now we're trying to figure out what the situation is. I did speak with her earlier, and she is in good spirits. And
thank God. Thank God.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm sorry. I'm thank my God. I'm thanking him. I'm so grateful for the info.
Yeah, she is going to recover. She's going to be okay. And I've just made notifications that might change, so we can go ahead and try to work through this. And yeah, as far as that goes, I spoke with her. She's in good spirits. She was laughing it up. She doesn't feel good, that's for sure. And right now we're investigating the situation so we can figure out what exactly took place last night. But she is conscious. She's in good spirits. And like I said, she's not feeling well. I can't give you all the particulars or anything like that, but we had a very productive conversation earlier. And then when I left the hospital,
I bet they freaking did.
Notification to up the chain to make sure that everybody is familiar with the situation. And it is definitely being handled. I can promise you that.
We appreciate you taking this serious. You have brought a tear of relief to my eye and to my heart. I thank you very, very much for being professional and respectful right now. We were afraid. I was afraid that wouldn't be the way I would get treated. And you've done great. You've really made me feel a lot more comforted. I thank you.
Okay, yeah, from what I understand, are there people down there that are protesting or crowd gathering down at the hospital now?
Oh my gosh, that may be. She's a beloved member of a vast community of people who just want a little bit of dignity and respect from the police. And if we feel like we are not getting that, it's a possibility. I just don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's not gonna help the situation much if there are people down there. But
if that's really you, CJ, I have no idea. Lady Justice is the channel. Links in the description. Not sure if that's Blind Justice's wife or not. I do have here. I'll give you a link. I don't think Blind Justice would mind if I gave you his phone number if that's really you. But I'm going to need you to come up here, and then I'll pop it in the back chat for you. I'm not dead. I'm not deep in this anymore, right? But you know, CFW is a very, very close friend of mine. I'm actually almost near tears right now, with relief, actually. So, I was pretty upset when I found out that she got hurt. CFW's like my sister, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. Is that really you, CJ? Can you show your face? Hey, what's up, buddy? So I don't know if this is real. I don't know if you know who I am. I think I talked to you once before.
Yes.
So anyway, I just found this. I'm not doing this for clout. If you have CFW's PayPal or yours or whatever, I don't mind promoting it. But anyway, do you have Blind Justice's phone number?
Yes. Well, no, actually, I don't. Are you talking about the video you just played, the officer conversation?
I believe this is, because I'm not subscribed to a lot of people. So anyway, I believe this is from, it's Lady Justice, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Blind Justice's wife.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah, because I've been calling all day.
But I don't know who this guy is that made this video.
Yeah.
Right? I found this. This is some supporter or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I just wanted to put the information out there. So maybe contact Blind Justice, because I'm actually very beside myself. I was
okay. Yeah, I am too, obviously.
Too. Yeah. So I don't know.
I have spoken to her husband. He doesn't know anything. So I mean, I have called and spoken to so many different people explaining that I'm her attorney, and it really annoys me. And it worries me that there's an officer out there talking to anyone other than her husband or her attorney.
Yeah, it's quite despicable, actually.
Yes, and the fact that they're talking to her at the hospital about anything without an attorney worries me as well. But anyway, okay, I didn't know if you had any inside information or whatever.
Nothing, sir. This is just me trying to say, hey, by the way, found this video. CFW's I'm a very close friend of mine. Okay. This has hit me very hard. I don't really do shows anymore.
Yeah.
I was sitting here playing Star Trek Relax, and so your best bet is to find out whoever. Lady Justice is the one that has the video. Lady Justice Press. Links in the description. This is literally all I know. Do you want to continue to watch this, or go watch it on your own, or?
Yeah, I've watched it. I thought for some reason it looked like he was a guest, like you guys were talking about it.
No, sir. I wish.
Okay. That's why I had commented.
Nope. I'm just trying to get the information out there, and if anybody can donate to her, that'd be great. You know, I'm just trying to. CFW has always supported me, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate it.
Who's on this video?
Say again?
No idea.
Okay.
You don't know who the guy who's on this video?
I don't. I'm getting sent a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got a name now, and I did call the police, and all they're giving me is an email to their public media. And I said, I don't need an email that's not going to be answered until tomorrow. And I don't need a phone number to the chief's office, to an office that's closed on the weekend. I need to speak to somebody, and it needs to be quick because my client is being questioned without an attorney. So I don't know what they're doing, but anyway, I guess I'm gonna get back on the phone and keep trying to get a hold of somebody. But thanks for bringing awareness.
Leave your number in the background in case somebody comes along, and then I can text you. And Like I'll put it. I trust me, I'm not the guy who bothers people.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then if anybody comes along and says, "Hey, I'll text you," and then you can deal with it from there. It's none of this is any of my business.
Okay.
But I'll help if I can. You know.
All right. I just sent it. You
I
should
won't
have
give
that.
anybody your number. I won't give anybody your number. All right, give me a second, guys. Let's watch.